Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the bootleg Oyaji. So yes, here we have Oyaji, or as the bootleg listings will refer to him as Wretched Uncle. Oyaji was an import figure that was released by Daiki Koigyo, or something like that. And he was meant to be your sort of standard unattractive hentai protagonist, or whatever you want to call him. And he was originally released with a statue and some lewd parts and other things of that nature. But he was also very expensive, like over $100, and I was never really willing to pay for one. But recently these bootlegs of him started to pop up on AliExpress without most of the extra stuff. But he's also only $25, and for that price I was willing to pick one up and see what the quality was like, and just have something weird laying around as picture fodder or whatever. And I think he ended up being worth it. So if you had been looking at potentially getting Oyaji for amusing pictures or something, and you don't mind him not having the dicks or the statue lady, then this may be something worth considering. Starting off with a quick size comparison, of course here we have Oyaji. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Cosmic Armor Iron Man and 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. As Oyaji is Japanese 1/12 scale, he is a bit shorter than your standard American 6-inch scale figures, and of course much bigger than a 3 3/4-inch figure. And here he is next to a standard size Figma, and they scale fairly well with each other, as you would expect. Now let's get everything else out of here and just look at Oyaji. Moving on to our 360 spin, as you would expect, Oyaji is almost entirely bare flesh. There's a little bit of shading around the man tits and some on the stomach, but it's mostly all the same color. He's got some painted on nipples and hairs all over his legs, arms, and chest. And of course he has a big pair of white underwear on. Unfortunately I don't have the official one for direct comparison, but based on pictures that I've seen, this is not of substantially lower quality than the original release. It obviously doesn't look as good, but it's passable. Certainly nothing to immediately complain about. There are a few poor molding marks here and there, but nothing that immediately pops out to you while you're looking at it. If you do remove his underwear, you do still get the bush painted down there, and you get a peg hole for the stuff that would plug into there. I've inserted a magnet into there for reasons that I have, but originally it would just be a peg hole. So if you have anything that will fit in that peg hole, feel free to use the hole as you so desire. Head sculpt-wise, Oyaji is mostly bald. He's got a massively receding hairline, so he's only got a tuft of black hair on the back of his head and little painted hairs on top. The face is in a smile. He's got nicely sculpted wrinkles and jowls. The eyes and eyebrows are painted well enough. He has very darkly painted lips and some teeth painted inside his mouth. Overall, the face looks perfectly fine. It does seem to be lacking detail compared to the original, but it's got everything it needs to look tolerable. Articulation-wise, Oyaji seems like he probably has articulation fairly similar to the original one, but I do believe that they use different joints, as the joints I've seen in the promo pictures for Oyaji are more rounded, and these are more like Figma disc-shaped joints. Balding the head moves forward and back, side to side, rotates. Shoulders move around in the socket a little bit, in and out, forward and back, rotate around on the joint, hinge and slight rotation in the elbow, hinge and rotation in the wrist. He has a sort of ball hinge in the waist, which moves forward and back and side to side and rotates a little bit, but his gut gets in the way a lot, so he doesn't get a full range of body movement. He could have used a joint underneath the man tits, but they did not do that on the original one either, so that's no fault of the bootleg. Hips move in and out, forward and back, rotate around on the joint, hinge and slight rotation in the knee, hinge, rotation in the ankles, and that's it. So you should be able to get him into a reasonable amount of poses, but he's not massively flexible due to his body shape. I can relate. Accessories-wise, Oyaji only comes with hands. He has 3 sets of hands. He has 2 fist hands, 2 holding hands, and 2 open palm hands. The detail on them is perfectly hand-like, and they have the hairs painted on the back of them. Now, the official release of Oyaji had more hands than this, a tie, 4 different things to plug into his crotch, and a full statue of a lewd nun. The statue, of course, being the reason that he was as expensive as he is. So the bootleg is very disappointing if you want to compare them on the accessory basis, but that is to be expected, seeing how much cheaper this is than the official release. Packaging-wise, he just came in this white plain box with a Oyaji face sticker on the front of it, and that's pretty much it. I honestly don't think I've ever seen the actual box for Oyaji, but I'm sure it looks substantially different than this. But this serves the purpose of holding a figure, I guess, which is mildly important. And that pretty much wraps us up for Oyaji. So until next time, goodbye! Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed my content, feel free to subscribe and click that little bell thing. I've been told that does something or other. You can also give me money to buy toys at patreon.com/vrreviews, see pictures of toys at instagram.com/vrreviews, or see tweets about toys at venomraptor09 on Twitter. And I would greatly appreciate you doing any of those things.